12 things that you have diabetics without knowing it. Today, we're diving deep into 12 signs that you might have diabetes without even knowing it. Yes, diabetes can often develop quietly without clear symptoms, but these warning signs, they're your body's way of sending up red flags that something's off. Now let's be clear, diabetes isn't something you want to ignore, but the good news is if you catch it early, you can manage it and even reverse some of its effects. So in this video, we're not only going to talk about these 12 sneaky symptoms that you might be brushing off, but also explain why they happen and how you can spot them early. From the extreme thirst you can't seem to quench to feeling more tired than a marathon runner, or maybe that sudden weird dark patch on your neck that you can't explain. We'll go over everything you need to look out for. You'll also learn how to take control, get checked out, and hopefully prevent more serious complications down the road. Whether you're at risk for diabetes or just curious to learn more about your health, these 12 signs could change the way you think about your body's signals. So make sure you stick around to the end, because these are the warning signs you definitely don't want to miss. Ready to learn how to listen to your body? Let's jump right in. Number 1. Increased thirst. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night, parched, even though you just drank a large glass of water before bed. Or throughout the day, no matter how much you drink, you just can't seem to quench your thirst. If this sounds familiar, it could be a sign of a serious underlying issue. Diabetes. Increased thirst, known medically as polydipsia, is one of the classic symptoms of both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And it occurs when your blood sugar levels are too high. When your blood sugar rises beyond a certain point, your kidneys work overtime to filter and absorb the excess glucose. However, they can't keep up, and as a result, the excess sugar spills over into your urine. This process draws large amounts of water with it, leading to frequent urination, one of the other major symptoms of diabetes. As you lose more and more fluid through urination, your body becomes dehydrated, which triggers the sensation of extreme thirst. It's a vicious cycle. You drink more, but the body still struggles to hold on to the water. This excessive thirst doesn't always go away even if you drink large amounts of fluids, and that's what sets it apart from normal thirst, which typically resolves after a glass of water. The constant feeling of needing to drink can interfere with daily activities and even disrupt your sleep, especially if you find yourself waking up multiple times throughout the night to hydrate. This is why it's crucial to recognize this symptom early. If you're constantly feeling thirsty and can't seem to satisfy it no matter how much you drink, it might be time to check your blood sugar levels and talk to a healthcare professional. Left untreated, prolonged high blood sugar can lead to serious complications, including damage to your kidneys, nerves, and eyes. So don't ignore the warning signs your body is sending you. Pay attention to that unquenchable thirst. It might be your body's way of telling you something important about your health. Number 2. Frequent urination. Frequent urination, also known as polyuria, can be one of the most noticeable and disruptive symptoms of diabetes, often occurring alongside the feeling of increased thirst. You might find yourself running to the bathroom more often than usual, sometimes every hour, or even waking up multiple times during the night to relieve yourself. This happens because when your blood sugar levels are too high, your kidneys become overloaded and struggle to filter out all the excess glucose. To compensate, they start pulling more water from your bloodstream to flush out the sugar through your urine. This causes you to urinate more frequently, and in some cases in larger volumes than normal. Now, you might think, well, isn't that just a sign of drinking more fluids? While it's true that excessive thirst makes you drink more, the increased urination you experience with diabetes isn't just because you're hydrating. It's your body's way of dealing with excess sugar that it can't process properly. This frequent urination can have serious effects on your daily life. For instance, if you're constantly running to the bathroom during work, school, or even while driving, it can be incredibly inconvenient, not to mention uncomfortable, And if it happens during the night, it can severely disrupt your sleep cycle, leaving you feeling drained and fatigued the next day. Over time, this cycle of dehydration and frequent urination can lead to even more serious complications. If left unchecked, it can strain your kidneys and, in the worst-case scenario, lead to kidney damage. But it's not just the bathroom trips that can be frustrating. The frequent loss of water and electrolytes can also leave you feeling weak, dizzy, and sometimes even lightheaded, as your body's balance becomes off. If you're experiencing this symptom, it's essential to consult a healthcare provider to get your blood sugar levels tested. Early detection and treatment can help prevent further complications and put you back on the path to better health. Remember, our bodies communicate with us through these signals. It's important to listen to them and address the root cause before things get worse. So, if you're finding yourself rushing to the bathroom more often than usual, especially combined with excessive thirst, don't ignore it. Your body may be trying to tell you something important about your health. Number 3. Unexplained weight loss. Unexplained weight loss can be a startling and confusing symptom, especially when you haven't made any changes to your diet or exercise routine. Imagine stepping on the scale one day and noticing that the numbers are significantly lower than they were just a few weeks ago, even though you haven't been trying to lose weight. In fact, you might even be eating more than usual because of the increased hunger associated with high blood sugar. But despite eating extra food, the pounds just seem to melt away. This sudden, unintentional weight loss can be a sign that your body isn't using the calories from food efficiently, a common issue for people with diabetes, particularly if it's undiagnosed. Here's how it happens. When your blood sugar levels rise and your body can't produce enough insulin or use the insulin it produces properly, your cells can't absorb glucose, the body's main source of energy. As a result, the body starts looking for alternative energy sources. First, it breaks down fat for fuel, which leads to weight loss. But that's not all. Your body also starts breaking down muscle tissue to release amino acids for energy. This combination of burning fat and muscle can result in noticeable weight loss, even though you're still eating normally, or more than usual to compensate for hunger. The weight loss might seem like a good thing at first, especially if you're trying to shed a few pounds. However, when it's unexplained and happens too quickly, it's often a warning sign that something isn't right. In the case of diabetes, it's the body's way of telling you that it's struggling to process glucose properly, leading to the breakdown of stored fat and muscle. Over time, this type of weight loss can lead to further complications, including a weakened immune system, low energy levels, and reduced muscle mass. If you notice unexplained weight loss combined with other symptoms like increased thirst, frequent urination, or extreme hunger, it's crucial to seek medical attention. Blood tests can help determine if your blood sugar levels are elevated, pointing to diabetes as the underlying cause. The earlier you catch this issue, the easier it is to manage and prevent more severe health problems down the road. So, if you're noticing a surprising drop on the scale, especially when paired with other warning signs, don't brush it off. Your body might be signaling that it's time for a checkup. Number 4. Extreme hunger. Extreme hunger, also known as polyphagia, is a symptom of diabetes that many people find particularly puzzling. It's that feeling where no matter how much you eat, you're still constantly hungry. You may find yourself raiding the fridge or snack cupboard, feeling like you can't get enough to eat, even after a large meal. It's more than just the occasional craving. It's an intense, insatiable hunger that seems to take over, leaving you reaching for food every few hours. So why does this happen? The answer lies in the way your body processes food and converts it into energy. When you have high blood sugar, hyperglycemia, it means that your body isn't effectively using glucose, the main source of energy for your cells. Insulin, the hormone that helps glucose enter cells, either isn't being produced in sufficient quantities, as in type 1 diabetes, or your cells aren't responding to it properly, as in type 2 diabetes. As a result, your cells are essentially starving because they can't access the energy they need, even though glucose is abundant in your bloodstream. This leads your body to send hunger signals in an attempt to get you to eat more food, hoping it will somehow get enough energy. The more you eat, the more your body craves. But the problem is that even large meals aren't going to solve the issue, because the root cause is an inability to properly process glucose. This can create a frustrating cycle where you consume more and more food but still feel unsatisfied and fatigued. The hunger can also be accompanied by feelings of weakness or dizziness, as your body struggles to manage energy levels. Over time, this constant hunger can lead to overeating, weight gain, and further blood sugar imbalances, worsening the situation. It's easy to dismiss this kind of intense hunger as simply. Number 5. Fatigue. Fatigue is one of the most common yet often overlooked symptoms of diabetes, and it can be more than just feeling tired after a long day. We're talking about a deep, persistent exhaustion that doesn't seem to go away, no matter how much you rest or sleep. If you find yourself dragging through the day, struggling to keep your eyes open, or needing naps at odd times, despite getting enough sleep at night, it could be a sign that your body is dealing with something more serious than just a busy schedule. When your blood sugar is out of balance, your body's ability to function efficiently is severely compromised. Let's break it down. Glucose is the primary source of energy for your body. It's the fuel that powers your cells, tissues, and organs. But when you have high blood sugar, whether from insulin resistance in type 2 diabetes or a lack of insulin production in type 1, your cells can't absorb glucose properly. They're essentially starving for energy, even though there's plenty of glucose circulating in your bloodstream. As a result, your body feels like it's running on empty. Even though your diet may be full of energy-dense foods, your body isn't able to harness the energy from those foods efficiently. So despite eating, you feel like you've run a marathon, and just getting through a basic task can leave you drained. This constant sense of fatigue isn't just physical. It can also affect your mental focus. You may find yourself feeling foggy, forgetful, or struggling to concentrate, which can make even simple tasks feel overwhelming. This happens because the energy your brain needs is also being deprived, leading to mental fatigue on top of physical exhaustion. Another contributor to this feeling of exhaustion is dehydration. With the increased urination that comes with high blood sugar, your body loses more fluid than usual, which can leave you dehydrated. Dehydration in turn leads to fatigue, dizziness, and an overall feeling of weakness. What's particularly frustrating about fatigue caused by diabetes is that it doesn't always improve with a good night's sleep. In fact, you could sleep for 8 hours and still wake up feeling as tired as when you went to bed. If you're feeling this way day in and day out, it's not just burnout or too much on your plate. It could be your body's way of signaling that your blood sugar levels are out of control. And if this chronic exhaustion is paired with other symptoms like increased thirst, frequent urination, or unexplained weight loss, it's time to get your blood sugar levels checked. Fatigue may seem like just a nuisance at first, but if left unchecked, it can affect your quality of life and increase your risk for more serious complications, such as heart disease or nerve damage. The good news is that once the underlying cause, like diabetes, is identified, it can be managed with the right treatment plan, helping you regain energy, focus, and a better sense of well-being. So, if you're constantly exhausted and nothing seems to help, don't ignore it. Your body might be telling you that it's time to check in with a doctor. Number 6. Blurred vision. Have you ever noticed that your vision suddenly seems a bit off? Perhaps you find it difficult to focus on text, or the edges of objects appear fuzzy or distorted, even though you've always had perfect eyesight before. Blurred vision can be a surprising and concerning symptom, especially if it develops gradually over time. and it's often linked to uncontrolled blood sugar levels in people with diabetes. So what's happening when you experience blurry vision? High blood sugar levels can lead to a number of changes in your eye, and one of the most noticeable effects is that it causes fluid to accumulate in the lenses of your eyes. This fluid buildup makes the lens swell, distorting the way light is focused on the retina, leading to blurry or hazy vision. This phenomenon is especially noticeable when blood sugar levels are very high. But the good news is that if the underlying blood sugar problem is addressed, the blurry vision can improve or even go away entirely. However, if your blood sugar levels stay high for prolonged periods, the blurred vision can become more persistent and lead to long-term damage. When uncontrolled diabetes goes on for years, it can damage the small blood vessels in the retina, the light-sensitive layer at the back of your eye. This condition is known as diabetic retinopathy, and it's one of the leading causes of blindness among adults. In the early stages of diabetic retinopathy, you might not notice any symptoms at all, but as it progresses, it can lead to more severe vision problems, such as floaters, difficulty seeing in low light, and eventually, permanent vision loss if left untreated. Blurred vision can also be a sign that your body is becoming dehydrated due to excessive urination, and the body's struggle to maintain balance in its fluids. Dehydration can lead to a lack of moisture in the eyes, causing dry eyes, irritation, and a further blurring of vision. This is why it's crucial not to ignore the connection between high blood sugar and your eyesight. If you've been noticing that your vision seems off, especially when combined with other symptoms like increased thirst, frequent urination, and extreme hunger, it's time to take action. While occasional blurry vision can happen due to changes in blood sugar, consistent or worsening vision problems should not be dismissed. Regular eye exams, particularly for those with diabetes or prediabetes, are critical in identifying eye issues early on and preventing further damage. The earlier you can manage your blood sugar levels, the better your chances are of preserving your eyesight and avoiding serious complications. So if you're noticing blurred vision, don't wait until it gets worse. Getting your blood sugar levels checked could be the first step toward protecting your health and your vision for the future. Number 7. Slow healing cuts or wounds. Have you ever cut yourself or developed a wound only to notice that it takes an unusually long time to heal? Maybe a small scratch on your hand or a bump on your leg turns into a lingering, stubborn wound that seems to refuse to close up, no matter how many days or weeks go by. If you're experiencing this, it could be a subtle sign that your body's ability to heal itself is being compromised. And one of the most common underlying causes of this issue is diabetes. When blood sugar levels are elevated for extended periods, it has a significant impact on your body's healing process. The first thing to understand is that diabetes affects your circulation. High blood sugar can damage the small blood vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients to your tissues, including the skin. This reduces the blood flow to areas of the body that need it most, slowing down the natural healing process. It's like a delivery system that's running on empty. The oxygen and nutrients needed to repair damaged tissues are simply not getting to the right places in sufficient amounts. But that's not all. High blood sugar also weakens the immune system. Your body's ability to fight infections and respond to cuts or wounds becomes less efficient when your blood sugar's out of balance. This makes it much easier for bacteria to enter the wound and cause an infection, which further delays healing. In fact, people with uncontrolled diabetes are at a higher risk of developing infections, and these infections can sometimes spiral out of control if left untreated. This is why even small cuts, blisters, or scrapes can turn into more serious problems if diabetes isn't properly managed. The combination of poor circulation, a weakened immune system, and the body's inability to produce enough collagen, the protein that helps wounds heal, creates the perfect storm for slow or non-healing wounds. If you notice that your wounds are taking much longer to heal than usual, or if they seem to get worse rather than better over time, it's important to take this seriously. A simple cut should not become a chronic problem, and if it does, it might be time to consult a healthcare provider. Chronic wounds can be a red flag for poorly controlled diabetes and might even indicate nerve damage or vascular issues. In some cases, untreated wounds can lead to complications like ulcers or even require amputations in severe instances. On a more immediate level, slow-healing wounds can result in pain, discomfort, and limited mobility, depending on where the wound is located. The key takeaway here is that if your body's natural healing abilities seem off, and you're dealing with cuts, bruises, or wounds that don't seem to improve, it's crucial to get your blood sugar checked. The sooner you address the root cause of diabetes, the quicker you can get back to normal healing and prevent further complications. So, next time you notice a cut lingering longer than usual, don't dismiss it. Your body might be signaling that something's wrong, and taking action now could save you a lot of pain and trouble down the road. Number 8. Tingling or numbness in hands/feet. Imagine you're sitting down, relaxing, and suddenly you feel a strange sensation in your feet or hands, like a pins and needles feeling, or even a complete loss of sensation. It's almost as if your limbs aren't fully connected to your body. This is what many people with diabetes experience in the early stages of neuropathy, a condition where high blood sugar levels begin to damage the nerves, particularly those in your extremities, your hands, feet, and sometimes even your legs or arms. The tingling, numbness, or a sensation of crawling skin that you feel is often one of the first signs of nerve damage that can occur when blood sugar levels are too high for prolonged periods. But why does this happen? When blood sugar is consistently elevated, it can lead to damage in the small blood vessels that supply nutrients and oxygen to your nerves. Without these essential supplies, your nerves start to suffer, and the result is a condition called diabetic neuropathy. This nerve damage doesn't happen overnight. It develops gradually over time, especially if your diabetes is not well managed. Initially, you might notice mild tingling or numbness, or perhaps a feeling of weakness in your hands or feet. But as the condition worsens, the symptoms can become more severe. This sensation of tingling may turn into full-blown pain, or the numbness may increase, causing you to lose sensation in your hands or feet entirely. This is dangerous because with decreased sensation, you may not feel injuries or cuts, which can lead to infections or other complications, particularly in your feet. In fact, diabetic neuropathy is one of the leading causes of foot problems in people with diabetes, and it can eventually lead to ulcers or even amputations if not properly treated. Another issue with nerve damage is that it affects your balance and coordination. You may find yourself stumbling or feeling unsteady on your feet, as the nerves that help you feel the ground beneath you become less responsive. This can increase your risk of falls, which in turn can lead to more injuries or complications. But perhaps the most frustrating part of tingling and numbness in the hands or feet is that it can be constant, persistent, and sometimes even worse at night. The discomfort can disrupt sleep and make it difficult to find a comfortable position, further contributing to fatigue and stress. If you're noticing tingling or numbness in your hands, feet, or legs, it's important not to ignore these sensations. This could be an early sign that your blood sugar levels are out of control and that nerve damage is beginning to occur. The good news is that with early intervention and proper management of your blood sugar, the progression of neuropathy can often be slowed or even reversed in some cases. Treatment options include medications, lifestyle changes, and, in some cases, physical therapy to help manage the symptoms and improve circulation. So, if you're experiencing unusual sensations in your extremities, take it seriously. It could be your body signaling that it's time for a checkup. The sooner you address it, the better your chances of protecting your nerves, mobility, and overall quality of life. Number 9. Dry skin. Imagine waking up in the morning, brushing your face, and noticing that your skin feels tight and rough, like it's been stripped of all moisture. You try moisturizing, but no matter how much lotion you apply, the dryness just doesn't seem to improve. Your skin might even start to crack, peel, or feel irritated in certain areas, perhaps around your elbows, knees, or even your hands. This constant dryness is not just a cosmetic issue. It's actually a potential red flag for something more serious, such as diabetes. People with diabetes, particularly those with uncontrolled blood sugar levels, often experience dry skin as one of the early symptoms. So, what's happening to cause your skin to feel like the Sahara Desert? When blood sugar levels are too high, it leads to dehydration, which is one of the main causes of dry skin. High glucose levels in the blood can affect your kidneys, making them work harder to filter out excess sugar. As a result, your body loses more fluids through frequent urination, which leads to dehydration and, subsequently, dry, flaky skin. But the problem doesn't end there. Diabetes also affects the circulation of blood throughout your body. When the small blood vessels in your skin become damaged due to prolonged high blood sugar, it can impair your skin's ability to get the nutrients and moisture it needs. This impaired circulation can lead to a lack of hydration in the skin cells, further contributing to dryness, tightness, and a dull complexion. And if you think moisturizing will fix the issue, you might find that it only offers temporary relief. The underlying cause, uncontrolled blood sugar, is still there, and unless it's addressed, the dryness may persist or worsen. Dry skin in people with diabetes can also make the skin more vulnerable to infections, especially in areas where cracks or cuts form, like the heels or between the fingers. Dry skin in these areas can also be more prone to irritation, rashes, or itching, which can create a vicious cycle of scratching and further damage to the skin's protective barrier. In addition to dehydration and poor circulation, high blood sugar can also impact the body's ability to produce sebum, the natural oil that helps keep your skin moisturized and protected. When the production of sebum is reduced, your skin becomes even more prone to dryness, leading to more visible and uncomfortable symptoms. If you're already dealing with dry, itchy skin, you might notice that the problem worsens in the winter months when the air is drier, or in environments where you're exposed to heat or air conditioning for long periods. While everyone experiences dry skin from time to time, if you're noticing persistent dryness, especially alongside other diabetes symptoms like frequent urination, extreme thirst, or unexplained weight loss, it could be time to get your blood sugar levels checked. It's crucial to address the root cause of dry skin, uncontrolled diabetes, before it leads to more serious skin complications or other health issues. The good news is that with proper management of your blood sugar through medication, diet, and lifestyle changes, you can help restore hydration to your skin and improve its overall health. So, don't ignore persistent dry skin. It could be your body's way of telling you that something's out of balance. Number 10. Frequent infections. If you find yourself battling one infection after another, whether it's recurring urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin infections, or even frequent bouts of thrush, your body might be trying to signal that something deeper is going on, such as undiagnosed diabetes. People with diabetes, particularly those with poorly controlled blood sugar, are much more prone to infections than the general population. So, what's happening? When your blood sugar levels are consistently high, it creates an ideal breeding ground for bacteria and fungi. High glucose levels in the bloodstream spill over into the urine, making your urine more sugary. This increased sugar content in the urinary tract is like an invitation for bacteria to thrive, leading to frequent UTIs. Similarly, high blood sugar can weaken the immune system by impairing the function of white blood cells, the very cells responsible for fighting off infections. When your immune system is compromised, it becomes much harder for your body to effectively fight off pathogens, which leads to infections taking root more easily and lasting longer. But that's just the beginning. High blood sugar also affects your circulation, which can impair your body's ability to deliver the oxygen and nutrients needed to fight infections. When blood flow is poor, particularly in the skin and extremities, it can delay the body's ability to heal, making you more susceptible to infections in cuts, blisters, or other skin wounds. A small cut that you might normally brush off could easily turn into a more severe infection, especially if you have diabetes and your body is struggling to heal properly. In fact, people with diabetes are at a significantly higher risk of developing diabetic foot infections, which can lead to serious complications, including ulcers and even amputations if not treated in time. Beyond physical infections, high blood sugar levels can also encourage the overgrowth of yeast infections, particularly in areas of the body where moisture and warmth combine, like between the toes, underarms, or in the genital area. In women, yeast infections are more common and can become recurring, often caused by the increased sugar in the bloodstream and tissues that promotes yeast growth. Even dental issues, such as gum disease, become more frequent for individuals with high blood sugar. The bacteria in the mouth thrive in sugary environments, leading to inflammation of the gums, cavities, and other oral infections. So, if you're noticing that infections seem to pop up more frequently, or if you find that wounds or illnesses take longer to heal, it's essential to consider that diabetes could be the underlying cause. Frequent infections can be a warning sign that your blood sugar is out of control and your body's immune system is struggling to cope. The good news is that by managing your blood sugar effectively through diet, medication, exercise, and regular checkups, you can reduce your susceptibility to infections and help your body recover more quickly. Don't brush off recurrent infections as just bad luck. Your body might be telling you that it's time to take action. If you're dealing with frequent infections combined with other symptoms like increased thirst, frequent urination, or unexplained weight loss, it's worth getting your blood sugar checked. Early intervention can help you regain control over your health, reduce infection risks, and prevent serious complications down the line. Number 11. Darkened skin. Have you noticed patches of skin becoming darker or more discolored, especially around your neck, armpits, or even the elbows or knees? You might initially chalk it up to something as simple as a little extra sun exposure or dry skin. However, darkened skin, specifically a condition called acanthosis nigricans, can actually be a significant warning sign of an underlying health issue, particularly diabetes. Acanthosis nigricans is a skin condition where certain areas of your skin become thickened, velvety, and darker in color, often appearing in folds and creases. The discoloration can range from light brown to deep black, and it typically develops in areas where the skin naturally folds, such as around the neck, underarms, groin, and even behind the knees. So what's happening underneath the surface to cause this darkening? The primary cause of acanthosis nigricans in people with diabetes is insulin resistance. When your body becomes resistant to insulin, your cells don't respond to it as effectively as they should, which leads to higher levels of insulin in the bloodstream, a condition called hyperinsulinemia. Over time, this excess insulin stimulates the growth of skin cells, causing them to become thicker and darker. Essentially, the body is trying to cope with high insulin levels, and one of the side effects is this visible skin change. The areas most affected are those where there's more friction, such as around the neck or under the arms, but it can also appear on the elbows, knees, and knuckles. Darkened skin isn't just a cosmetic issue. It can be an early indicator that you're at risk for developing diabetes, or that your current blood sugar levels are poorly controlled. If you're noticing that these dark patches are appearing more frequently, particularly if they're accompanied by other common symptoms of diabetes, like increased thirst, frequent urination, unexplained weight loss, or fatigue, it's time to pay attention. Acanthosis nigricans is often a sign that insulin resistance has been developing for some time, and it can be a precursor to the eventual onset of type 2 diabetes. Fortunately, If you catch this sign early and begin working on controlling your blood sugar levels, the darkened patches can often fade or improve over time. Managing insulin resistance through a healthy diet, exercise, weight management, and in some cases medication can help reverse acanthosis nigricans and prevent the full development of diabetes. But here's the thing, if left unchecked, this skin condition can be more than just a cosmetic inconvenience. It can signal a deeper problem with how your body is handling glucose. So if you notice patches of dark velvety skin cropping up, don't ignore it. It's not just about the appearance of your skin. It could be a crucial sign that your insulin levels are out of balance, and early intervention could prevent more serious complications down the road. By addressing the root cause, insulin resistance or diabetes, you can not only improve the appearance of your skin, but also protect your overall health in the long run. So if you spot these darkened patches, especially combined with other symptoms of diabetes, it's time to get checked out by your doctor. Early detection can make a significant difference in managing your health and preventing future issues. Number 12. Irritability. We all have our off days, moments where we feel a little more stressed, tired, or on edge than usual. But if you find yourself feeling irritable for no apparent reason, snapping at people around you, or getting easily frustrated over small things, it might not just be a matter of having a bad day. Constant irritability, particularly when it becomes a recurring issue, can actually be a subtle sign of an underlying health problem, such as diabetes. So, what's behind this sudden and unexplained shift in mood? The answer lies in blood sugar imbalances. When blood sugar levels fluctuate, particularly when they dip too low, a condition called hypoglycemia, it can wreak havoc on your mood and mental state. Low blood sugar occurs when your body doesn't have enough glucose, its primary fuel source, to power the brain. And when that happens, you may start to feel irritable, anxious, or downright hangry, hungry and angry. The brain is highly sensitive to changes in blood sugar, and when it's deprived of the energy it needs, it can trigger feelings of frustration, mood swings, and difficulty concentrating. On the flip side, high blood sugar, hyperglycemia, can also affect your mood. When blood sugar levels are consistently high, your body struggles to process glucose efficiently, leaving you feeling fatigued, sluggish, and mentally foggy. This can create feelings of irritability simply because your body isn't functioning at its best. You might feel like you're running on empty, or even like you're stuck in a brain fog that makes it difficult to focus on tasks or have a positive outlook. Over time, these mood swings can become more pronounced, leading to heightened stress and anxiety, which can further contribute to feelings of irritability. Another factor at play is the hormonal response that occurs when your blood sugar levels are out of balance. When blood sugar is high or low, your body produces stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones can increase feelings of anxiety, stress, and irritability, making it even harder to stay calm and collected in challenging situations. Plus, the emotional strain of constantly dealing with fluctuating blood sugar levels can leave you feeling overwhelmed, further fueling irritability and emotional instability. What's particularly frustrating is that this irritability often gets overlooked or dismissed. People may assume it's just stress or personal issues causing mood swings, not realizing that there could be a biological reason behind it. When irritability is coupled with other symptoms like extreme thirst, frequent urination, unexplained weight loss, or fatigue, it becomes a stronger indicator that blood sugar levels could be at the root of the problem. The good news is that once diabetes is identified and blood sugar levels are brought under control, many people find that their moods stabilize and their irritability diminishes significantly. By making lifestyle changes such as adopting a healthier diet, exercising regularly, and managing stress, it's possible to regain control over your blood sugar, and in turn, your emotional well-being. So if you're noticing that you're more easily frustrated, anxious, or just generally on edge, especially alongside other symptoms of diabetes, don't brush it off. Irritability might just be your body's way of signaling that your blood sugar is out of balance and needs attention. Taking action early can not only improve your mood and mental health, but also prevent more serious complications down the line. By getting your blood sugar levels checked, you can address the root cause of your irritability and restore emotional stability, helping you feel more like yourself again. Summary. Alright, that wraps up our list of 12 signs that you might have diabetes without knowing it. I really hope this video helped you recognize some of the subtle changes your body might be going through and gave you some insights into how you can take control of your health. Remember, it's not always the big dramatic symptoms that indicate something's wrong. It's the small everyday changes that can be the biggest red flags. If you're noticing any of these symptoms in yourself or someone you know, don't wait. Getting your blood sugar levels checked could make a world of difference in catching any potential issues early. The sooner you address it, the easier it is to manage, and the less chance you'll have to face serious complications down the road. Now, I know that health stuff can be overwhelming, but don't worry. You're not alone in this. If you have questions or if you're dealing with anything we talked about today, drop a comment down below. I love reading your thoughts and sharing resources with you. Plus, if you've experienced any of these symptoms or have tips for managing your health, I'd love to hear them. Your experiences can really help others too. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps spread the word and helps others who might be dealing with the same things. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss an update. We cover all sorts of health tips and tricks to keep you feeling your best, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and remember, your health is in your hands. Let's keep the conversation going. See you soon.